Hey everybody, Dave Fenley here, singer-songwriter from East Texas, but I live in Nashville, Tennessee. I was going to tell you a quick little story about what happened when I moved here. So in 2013, 4 years ago, I moved to town with my wife Eden, and went to this little bar. I was like, everybody told me you got to go to this thing called Whiskey Jam. So I walk in, and I'm like, hey, I heard that maybe I could play some songs. Can I play some songs? They said no. I was like, okay, you want a shot? And they said yes. So I bought a couple of shots and went next door. I was it. It could have been the end of the story, but about 30 minutes later, they came and found me and they said, somebody canceled. You want to play 3 songs? I was like, hell yeah. So I'd already put my guitar away. I said, can I borrow your guitar? He said, sure. So he gave me this really nice Takamine guitar. And I get up on stage in front of like 200 people and I play my first strum of a chord, and I break a string. I'm like, well, this sucks. This may not work out at all. So I'm like, do you have a string? He said, yeah. So I take a string and I start stringing it up. And well, there's still 200 people waiting for me to do something. So I start beatboxing like, you know, and the crowd starts going crazy while I'm doing that. So while I'm beatboxing, this other guy jumps up and starts singing, and old hip hop jams and whatnot. We're just having fun. The crowd goes crazy. Well, Blake Shelton and Miranda Lambert, who are still married at the time, they walk in, and Miranda jumps up on a table and points at us and points outside. So we wrap it up real quick and go outside. And she's like, "Who are you?" And I'm like, "I'm Dave." And this other guy who I didn't know is like, "I'm Josh." And she's like, "What are y'all called?" And he goes, "We're called Jukebox." And I was like, "Jukebox? That's terrible." But anyway, we changed it to Jukebox Mafia because it sounded tougher, but not really that tough. Anyway, so she's like, "You want to go on tour?" And we're like, "Sure." So for literally 2 weeks after I moved to town, I was on tour with Miranda Lambert as her direct support on 3 tours. So it was a pretty warm welcome to town, I must say. And then also that same year, I was on this TV show called America's Got Talent and did pretty okay. Did all right. I didn't win, but I didn't suck either. Um, but as soon as all that was over, America's Got Talent was over, and the Miranda tour was over, finally gets to start doing what I came to do in Nashville, which was to be a songwriter. And it just it wasn't what I expected because I mean you'd heard all these stories about people making it famous and big time songwriters from the '90s, and I guess the air about town was that things had changed, and I didn't understand how they changed or why, but basically they said, well, people aren't buying albums, or they're buying one song at a time, or they have download the music for free, and I didn't know how that translated to the songwriter not making any money, but it makes total sense. If people aren't buying music, then the people who write the songs aren't getting paid for what they do, and but that didn't stop me. I'm still going to write songs. I mean, artists have to create, right? So uh, kept writing, and eventually I got approached by a company called Crowd Music that said, we're trying to change the game. We're trying to change things for the artist benefit, for the songwriter benefit, for the creatives to start making money again. And I was like, I like the sound of that. So teamed up with Crowd, and it's been a blast to learn about the process, to learn how it's going to work, uh, and just the thought of being able to be creative and to get other people's music from people that I don't know yet, and to hear and discover new stuff and know that everybody I listen to is getting taken care of, getting paid, making money. Uh, in this day and age, that's hard to do as a musician because everybody still wants music, but nobody wants to pay for it. Well, Crowd allows that to happen and actually pays you to promote for the artist that you love. So it's just a really cool thing. I'm excited to be a part of it. So that's my story. Dave Finley, spread love like peanut butter on everybody. And check out Crowd, because if you want to be part of something that's going to be really exciting for the next forever and change the way people think about music and the way people interact with artists, I think it's going to be really eye opening for a lot of people. So, yeah, join the Crowd. It's fun.